Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night time for your favorite show on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Turn on all notifications. Jump in the live chat. If you're watching a replay, get in the comment section. Let us know what you think because we have a lot to talk about. We are brought to you always by Workpace Solutions and Oakmont Financial Partners. I'm your host, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is the baddest crew on the internet. 1999 All-SEC linebacker Marvin Constant, county legend Steve Brown, senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, the Stephen M. Smith. What's up, fellas?
Hey, man, did you just throw that dog? You trying to get us all kicked off the damn internet, man?
You know these folks love they dogs, man.
Here come Peter, man. Here come Peter. Here they call.
Stephen M. Smith, we got a special guest here in the locker room. I guess you can call our little venue. Tell the folks who we got in the house tonight.
Man, this is probably the only person that is just as, if not even more intimidating than Marvin Constant. A bad linebacker that will light your block off from A to Z. He right now got himself in another mechanical thing right there. I know Steve Brown is flexing, and I would say Steve Brown, but we actually talking about Saleem Rasheed, everybody.
Yes, sir. Hey, guys, what's going on?
What's up, man? What's going on, bro?
And welcome in two-time national champion and USFL champion, Bo Scarbrough.
Right
What's
on,
up,
Bo?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm liking them tights, man. I'm liking them. I love that, bro. I like that.
Appreciate you.
I like the apparel. Yeah.
Bo,
he's gonna be wearing them at Alberta City over there by the moon. Hey, man, why see? Hey, now you see how I just tried to come on and be positive and welcome Bo, and you see what happened. All right, Bo, he gonna have them tank top. He gonna have them tight on with a tank top with a tie and a knot in the front.
Wow.
Like that.
Wow.
Like that.
Man.
Justin, what we got up? Justin, what we got going?
Listen, first of all, this show is dedicated to the memory of Mississippi State coach Mike Leach. Rest in peace. Prayers up for his family and loved ones as he passed away early this morning. So,
Mr. Air Raid.
Definitely thinking about you.
Mr. Halloween candy. Yes.
Polarizing figure.
Y'all don't know that he actually came into Tuscaloosa and took a player to Washington State when he was coaching up out of. He came from out of Paul Brown High School.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yeah. Real?
Yeah, cornerback. Came down and got him. Yeah.
And you
I forgot his name, but if I can remember, I would tell you. But I forgot his name, But I know that he was actually he was in my class actually.
Well, but I'll tell you one thing, man. A lot of people don't realize, man. Everybody talk about coaches and how much money they make, and this coach is getting this. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize. Yeah, but a lot of them in bad health. A lot of them struggle with high blood pressure. A lot of them struggle with divorce because they never at home. It's so many things that comes into play when you decide you want to be a coach in college or the NFL that a lot of people take for granted. So don't ever think that they're not earning this money because they're giving up so much of their lives for your entertainment. Hey, man, Marvin, you know what? Marvin, you hit the nail dead on the head because a lot of these coaches, man, believe it or not, I've seen in the high school, partly in college when I was coaching at Stillman, a lot of these coaches, most of their day is spent in the office and on the field. They are always away from then traveling and all that. So,
Kirby didn't leave the building to 1 in the morning, and he was back in the building at 7 in the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah, that is why Georgia is the way they is now, because Kirby Smart got Coach Saban philosophy, and he knows it to the T. He spent more time with Coach Saban than any other coach because he was the D coordinator, and Coach Saban is a defensive coach.
I tell you this.
And then the added stress of the job security, I can relate it to the NFL. You never know if you're going to have a job the next year. Things can change, especially as a coordinator. Yeah, if you're a popular name like Nick Saban, now Kirby Smart, Dabo Swinney, but those other guys, at any given time, one season, what happened when we were in Tuscaloosa? Dubo's coach of the year. The very next year, he's fired. You know, so that added stress.
Well, why can't it be like that with Bill O'Brien and
Coach Dable?
But that added stress that they're constantly under, like Bo's talking about, you never have a life, you never leave the building. I mean, so don't complain about these coaches making all this money. They earn it, and they have to get it while they can because there's no job security, just like in the NFL. I'll never criticize a player for trying to get as much money as they can at the point that they're valued at the most, because you never know when you're going to get hurt and when you're going to lose your job. And you still got the rest of your life to prepare.
But what about too much job security? Because Bill O'Brien and Pete Golden has had too much job security. Too much.
I don't think there's a such thing as too much job security. Anybody can get fired at any time. Now, whether or not they do it or not, I mean, that's a different story entirely.
Steve, what about my job security? I pulled my hamstring off the bone and I ain't seen the field yet.
You should have been making a pot of greens.
Hey, man.
Hey, listen, I had all. It felt like, I know it left on the field. It felt like I had all 12 guys on me, and Russell Wilson just looking at me like, damn, you know, like,
hey, Bo, trust me when I tell you, it's coming. It's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. No. Listen, I'm running the USFL.
That's right. The commissioner,
man. I ain't going.
Hey, but it's bigger than that, bro. It's coming. Listen, you know what? You about to have some problems. You better have some problems, but it's gonna be some good problems to have.
I talked to the owner of the USFL, and I told him, man, listen, I'm the commissioner. I ain't going nowhere until you get rid of me.
Hey, Bo, watch what you say. I'm telling you, you're gonna have some problems, and it's gonna be some really good problems to have. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. Listen, we got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, and I definitely want to get to Mr. Rasheed's comments on one of these subjects. Stephen M. Smith, we got a lot going on here with Alabama in the off weeks before the bowl game, one of which we got a pretty big commitment here yesterday. But if you would tell us what's going on before you make that announcement.
Well, bowl prep begins on Friday. The Bama players will report for the Sugar Bowl prep. Coach Saban will speak Friday, and he'll speak again on the 21st, that being that Wednesday, when the whole signing class comes in. The team will get to New Orleans on the 26th in terms of to continue with practice into the game, which is on New Year's Eve. So Bama taking on Kansas State. People not necessarily feeling it. I'm not necessarily feeling it, but hey, when you don't control your own destiny, when you lose 2 games, that's kind of what happens. You can't put yourself at the mercy of the committee. People still looking on when does Bill O'Brien and Pete Golden jump ship. O'Brien's contract ends in February. It's over after that. It runs out. So he gone regardless. Pete Golden, that's the big question. I know Marvin shaking it. I know Marvin, you're looking. Pete Golden, I'm trying to get him out. Help me, Marvin. Help me. I'm trying.
Hey, listen. You gonna get man. Listen, you gonna have them top dogs at Marvin. You keep putting Marvin on the spot like that.
That's it, man. Enticing him.
You gonna have the top dogs,
man.
Marvin.
Bo,
y'all keep on. All right,
Bo. You gotta understand. The last time I said something about firing Pete, and I made my shirt, I end up on the news. I got everybody calling me. I'm like, oh, hold the hell up. Listen, I just said what y'all were thinking. Don't be mad at me because I had the balls to say it and put it on the shirt.
Yeah.
Truth is the truth. I
finally go to one regular season game, and all they want to say, man, what you want with your boy Marv?
Hey, Steve, we got some good news.
And Marvin, that's you need to correct that. You said you had the balls to say it. No, you got 3. But anyway, look.
But Stephen Smith, we got some good news yesterday. Highly coveted commitment from the number 1 edge rusher, I believe.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about him so we can talk about this man.
For 2023, Keon Keeley out of Florida, rangy, athletic, quick speed to power, defensive end. They got him as an outside linebacker, but I think he's going to be more so of a D end, kind of like what Will Anderson is right now. Anderson was really excited that Bama got Keeley, and I think what this is going to do is it's going to sway Russaw and James Smith, the last 2 guys out of Carver High School in Montgomery, to go ahead and commit also. Now, I think Russaw and Smith were going to come anyway, period, because Mac Wilson, who's from Montgomery, has been in their ear. But I think getting Keon Keeley sort of sweetens that pot a bit as a 5-star that can play. Now, we got to see it on the field. We got to see this on the field. But right now, in terms of getting him a nice piece to have.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you saying we need a new coach though to actually get?
I was thinking the same thing, Marv. Thank you, Marv. You finally said something. You finally said something smart.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I'm saying, Bill contract go out in February. We just now working on Pete. That's what we're working on. Bill is done as of February. He's done.
Hey man, let me tell you something. Hey, let me say this. This all means nothing. This all means nothing. All this talent means nothing if Pete Golding is still there. It means nothing. I'm sorry.
But also, if our players keep leaving,
so that leads me to ask the question: what's really going on with the culture for you to see that many players leave that fast? As soon as the portal opens,
I told you, we told you at the beginning of the season, where towards the beginning going into the middle, we had a lot of prima donnas on the team.
Well, here's the thing, though. Hold on, Steve. I want to say one thing, and I want to be very clear about this. Everybody talks about the portal, how it's a good thing, how it's a bad thing. Buyer beware. I'll say that because when you look at what we got out of the portal this past year and all the hype about what it was supposed to be, it didn't translate to the field, with the exception of running back number one. That's it. Yep. Outside of him, it did not translate to the field. Everybody else that we got out of the portal. You go back 2 years ago, we lose Trey Sanders, who's probably about to be a first-round draft pick as an inside linebacker. But we get what we got from Tennessee instead.
Drew Sanders?
So,
Drew Sanders,
my bad. So you telling me that toe better than Drew Sanders? So we let Drew Sanders, who's about to be a first-round pick, walk for what we got from Tennessee. So I'm just saying, buyer beware. Not everything in the portal is as good as it is. You know, everything that glitter ain't gold, baby. That's all I'm saying.
I saw that.
Yeah, I mean, Marvin, but you're right though, because if Bama would have kept Drew would have played inside linebacker. He was going to play inside linebacker because he can play both. Even Will Anderson talked about it, that Drew could play inside linebacker. So if you would have kept Drew, that would have been insane. I mean, could you imagine? You would have had Drew, Moody, Anderson, Turner. That would have been sick.
But instead, we had who we had because, again, we think we getting something out of the portal that's worth some. Listen, man, I'm going to say, if you are a high-quality player, you are a top dog, if you that beast, you ain't going in the portal because you're going to hold your ground.
I said the same thing. I said the same thing.
No doubt.
Another thing before Justin takes over, a lot of the players still are from the offensive side of the ball, and they are reserves. And we had, I think, 1 or 2 starters leave. But to me, that speaks volumes about the offensive coordinator. I really do. I still believe it.
Now, Steve, there is a disconnect there with O'Brien. There is a disconnect because if you look at it, it's a shock. Now, Trayshawn Holden, I wasn't necessarily shocked that he went in. But to have Christian Leary, JoJo Earl, and Aaron Anderson, 5-star Aaron Anderson, all 3 of those go in, that was the shock because people have been saying all year, we're the speed receivers. Those were all 3 speed receivers. And all 3 of them in the portal. Why? Because Bill O'Brien did not put them on the field at all.
Do you think we ran them off? Me, Marquise Mays, and Tim Williams.
It's quite possible.
You know what, Bo?
Like Coach Saban and Greg McElroy said, we set the standard so high that sometimes they can't reach that standard that we have set there. And
Bo, if y'all did run them off, good for y'all. Because they weren't supposed to be there in the first place.
I mean, Bo, you gotta think about it.
No, but because we put it like this: if you make a commitment to us, you committed to us, you stay with us, and you trust the process, and you go through the same that everybody else go through.
But you know, at the end of the day, you can't say that y'all set the standard so high that they don't want to go to Alabama, because a lot of schools set the standards high. People still go to Ohio State. They still go to Miami.
But Ohio State standard is not higher than ours. You got to think about it. We on a 15-year run. We the
let me finish my point. You went on a run, but Miami went on runs. Other schools have went on runs.
Yeah, 2, 3.
Hey man, ain't nobody. No, Marvin. No, Marvin. Bama Standard is the Bama Standard,
bro.
But y'all don't want to hear me out though.
Since 2007.
Hold on. Can I finish my point? Can I finish my point?
Get your point, and I'm gonna get my point, and I'm gonna prove you.
Yes, y'all set the standard high, but I don't believe that the standard being too high is the reason why these kids are leaving Bama. I truly believe we are recruiting the wrong type of kids. We are recruiting kids that are hungry and that truly have the desire to come in and accept what's being offered to them and fit within that scheme. It's too many me, I. I think you got to take a look at the guys that are being recruited, because again, you know, coming in, if a guy's not gonna fit your scheme, it's just like when you dating a woman. You know, if you're dating 3 women and one is always asking for time and the other's asking, you know she ain't fitting your scheme. It's the same thing, man.
Nah.
Well, before we
y'all saying the same thing, believe it or not.
But we went on a 15-year run since Greg McElroy, when Coach Saban was there, and we only won 7 games his first year. After that, it always been double digits. We are each class that came through the lost only 3 or less games out of 3 and 4 years. So the standard, you got to think about it. The people that came through that, look at the shoes that I had to fill, from Glenn Coffey to Mark Ingram, Trent Richardson, Eddie Laser, TJ Yeldon, Derrick Henry, Kenya Drake, then me, then Damian, then Jacob, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson. That's a lot of shoes to fill. You don't want me to start off and go to the receiver core when you got Julio Jones, Marquis Mays, Darius Banks, then Kevin Norwood. You got all these guys. Come on, bro. And look at the linebacker situation.
Hold on, no. That's an excuse, though, Bo. Because hold on.
It's not an excuse. It's not an
excuse. You're making an excuse for the kids. Because hold on, I can say the same thing when I went to Alabama.
You know the standard before you come to Alabama. You know the expectation is set so high.
We're on the same team.
But here's the thing, though, Bo.
Okay, I gotta push pause for a second because Saleem has limited time.
Hold on, Derek Thomas,
Steve, I hate
Cornelius Bennett. I can name so many great linebackers that played at Alabama. But at the end of the day, that standard didn't scare me. Saleem, did you ever see me scared of shit on that damn field?
I'm just saying that. No, listen. No. Hey, but you got to confuse with what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we set the standard so high that they are running.
Either it's in you
or I'm saying that we set the standard so high that former players from years ago is speaking up. Who at Ohio State is speaking up? Who at Miami is speaking up for them like we doing?
But I'm just saying.
Guys. You know what?
All right, just push pause for a second. We got to push pause for a second.
Nobody cares about football the way that Alabama does. We only have 2 teams in the state of Alabama, Auburn and Alabama.
Either it's in you or it ain't.
So you either got to roll with
we'll make it ESPN 30 for 30.
Blue or crimson and white. Which one it gonna be?
Go ahead,
Listen,
Justin. Go ahead.
We will revisit this. I'll give you all time, but Saleem is
I
only
don't
here for a
know
certain
what
amount.
we didn't enter.
I know the hell you ain't interrupting me.
He's
He's on his little power couch over there, gonna start interrupting somebody.
Going on.
Anyway, Saleem, I want to get your thoughts on Keon Keeley. You know, one of the reasons I brought you on is because you wouldn't ever do it besides this gentleman to the next of you. You had a chance to look at some video this morning.
Thoughts on Toa too.
Okay.
You had a chance to look at some video this morning, and I want to hear Marvin's impression as well, and Steve, and Bo.
Right.
Saleem, right off the page, what stands out to you about this guy? I mean, he's a freak, 6'6", 240 pounds. I mean, looks like he's grown coming in.
Right.
What sets him apart?
His length and speed. If you look in the league today, that's what wins it off of the edge. It's if a guy uses his hands properly, like we were talking about before, those long rangy guys who are fast, it's hard for offensive linemen to even reach out and touch him. So what stands out to me is I love his height. I love the speed, and I love his aggression. He finishes on those plays and really punishes the victim, whether it be the ball carrier or the quarterback. So those are the things that I love his upside. It looks like he has a long way to go, and he's so successful on those plays that I saw. I try as a rule not to get overly excited about guys until I see them on Saturday. But he's an exciting player to watch, and I love his potential. I'll have to see it transferred to the collegiate level. But what stands off and jumps off the page is his speed, his range, his length. I love it, and I hope it transitions to success on the college field.
I gotta see him play. All I can say is Ben Davis. I gotta see
it. Yeah. So I want to comment briefly on, if that's all right, on the discussion at hand that Bo and Marvin were participating in. I think they're both right to an extent, but a few years ago, Bama transitioned from a defensive emphasis to an offensive emphasis, and that affects your recruits. When they feel as if you're an offensive school now, even coaches, we always had, when me and Mook were in college, it was always an emphasis on defense, and that translates to Saturday. Right now, for whatever reason, Saban kind of gave up on that when we were scoring a lot of points with Tua, or whenever it started when we were scoring a lot of points, and now it's become about scoring a lot of points. Kirby, he took the Alabama format that's been successful and moved it over to Georgia, that boring style offense, that grinding, nasty, step on your neck defense, and just grind teams out. If you remember those years of success we enjoyed, 3 quarters, man, the team was right there in it. It was kind of boring to watch, and then we just blew them out in the 4th quarter. That's how every one of Georgia's games looks now. So now, like you were saying, Mook, I never remember going into a game where I thought a team was better than us, where I thought we were going to win. We weren't going to win. And that has to do with the people you recruit. You have a dog mentality like, this guy in front of me, I don't care what their record is, they're not going to beat me, period. Now, to your point, Bo, guys come in now, they want to score a lot of touchdowns. They want to be this guy. They want to be that guy because they see Alabama score a lot of touchdowns. So when they don't get that, they think there's something wrong with their game. They think they're not going to get the NFL contract or whatever it is. So now they enter the transfer portal. That goes back to both of these points, in my opinion, that, Alabama switched to an offensive emphasis. So when guys aren't scoring like they thought they were going to do when they got there, they leave. And it goes back to, not recruiting those dogs. I haven't seen real dogs on defense at that linebacker position in quite some time, man. And Alabama defense we had some pride when I was in there, man. A linebacker wouldn't fill a hole and not knock somebody out. I've seen it time after time. The gap opens wide open, and we can't make a tackle. We can't get a stop.
You know what, Saleem? You know what I've seen? You know what I've seen?
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I've seen, Saleem, as far as the linebacker play, and we've been talking about it all season. And I know Marvin been losing his mind, pulling his hair out, because sometimes that gap will open wide open, and the linebacker will wait and back up and wait on the contact instead of going up in the hole. We've seen that. To Marvin and Bo's argument, both of them are right. And I understand the standard. I don't think nobody's standard is higher than Bama. But then again, I think in this new recruiting process and all this other stuff, I believe that we are recruiting. We are recruiting prima donnas. And the thing is, because now we're not looking at the real work ethic. We're looking at this piece of paper talking about 5-star, 4-star. And now these stars are starting to really confuse people. Now it really comes down to, what are you going to do on that field? And if you got that dog in you or you don't. Everybody that's in the transfer portal right now, to me, get gone, stay gone. Don't come back. You ain't about Bama. And that's how I see it.
I think now they just handing out these stars, man. Cause back in the day, it was very listen.
Yeah,
I was a 4-star for a very long time. You understand what I'm saying? So I didn't get my 5th star until I went and played in Florida.
Ain't this a bitch? I just got 5 stars.
Look, we be 2-5, man. We be 2-5, expecting to win, man. Expecting to dominate, not just win, man. They ain't gonna get 100 yards rushing on us. Man, that's just the type of players that came through there on defense.
Hey, I'm Justin. Somebody saying Henry tickle tackle.
Hold up, Saleem. I got one question for you. Were you watching the LSU game? Were you watching when that hole opened up and it looked like he closed his eyes and he missed?
Oh my goodness! I was like,
he took the head off. He took the head off.
Oh hell!
That linebacker play, man. That is humiliating, and it's something that we never experienced at Bama. I mean, I don't care how terrible we are, man. We had a front 7 that was gonna bring it every day on Saturday.
Okay, Saleem. Saleem, you know, Saleem, we had a shot like that. You know, if I had a shot like that, they finna come.
Oh my goodness! You know, the whole open up. Man, come on, man.
Justin, don't have 2 linebackers on the show again.
Again.
Go ahead, Justin.
All offensive guys from here out. Slim, why I got you on here, I do.
No, you don't never like to go recruit the offensive guy, Justin.
I do too.
Because they all
we didn't need them back in the day. We needed some game managers that were going to run the ball.
Sell tickets.
Make a few throws. That's it.
I just want a panel that doesn't interrupt each other.
Sell the tickets, and y'all supposed to win us the game.
All right, go ahead, Justin.
Justin, I gotta get going, man.
All right, brother. We appreciate you, man. We appreciate.
I got one question for you before you go, Saleem.
I got 2 minutes.
Should Toa play the ball game, or should he opt out to get ready for the draft?
Man, I don't like to down any guy, man. But come on, man. Golly,
bro. That ain't it, bro. That ain't
it, man.
Hey, Saleem,
we going to recruit some front 7.
Before you jump off, tell fans what you got going on now, what you got coming up next, and if you're on social media at all, how they can find you, because there's a lot of fans of yours still out there.
Yeah, I got a car lot now called Moving the Chains. It's a football theme. It's over here in East Lake, and it's also a mechanic shop. We do front end alignments and suspension work and different things. I own the building, so you come here, I'll take care of you. I'm on social media, but really just to sell cars. So that's about it. I was doing personal training for a while. I kind of ended that because I just got too busy with running the shop. So that's about it right now.
Brother.
Yeah, but I always enjoy getting here with Mook, man.
Come on back anytime.
LB brotherhood, man.
Can you work on a 72 pacer Steve Brown's broke down in his driveway?
Those are antiques, man. You brothers take care, man.
All right, brother. Good to see you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next point, and it has been inspired by none other than Bo Scarbrough as well as Trent Richardson, who both came under a lot of fire recently because they said that, one, Bryce does not need to opt out, neither does Will when it comes to the Sugar Bowl, and also Bryce needs to come back next year for his senior season and get that elusive national championship as a starter. And
wait, you need to correct that. Trent said that he needed to come back. I didn't say
that's what I was saying. You said your part, and it's progression. And if one more damn person interrupts me, man starts getting his own clothing line, selling leggings to 60-year-old women. He feels.
I'm not listening. I'm not trying to be like Marv and have a top dog come down and talk.
No, but y'all both
ran that to him yet. See, I have. And so you gonna deal with the top dog, not me.
They don't like what I say, but it's the truth.
But yes, Bo, you got a lot of flack because you felt like that Bryce and Will should play in the Sugar Bowl. Trent got a lot of flack because he felt that Bryce should come back next year and get that natty on his record. So it's blown up social media. So lead us off, Bo, man. What are you hearing from these guys? And this speak a little truth. What prompted all this?
I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. Like, those guys played really good football this year, and I think they just no question, no doubt, Will Anderson leaving and Bryce is leaving. I'm not saying that they should come back. I'm not saying that Bryce should come back. Bryce should, he's at the top of the food chain right now, so you got to go when you're hot. But I did my whole thing is not playing in the game. You know what I'm saying? You can make a business decision, but at the same time, you do want to show that leadership side of you that no matter what type of game it is, you love the game of football. You there to play the game of football. You know what I'm saying? Let Coach Saban say, hey, let's get this guy up out of there, and let's get Jalen Milroe in and see what he can do and see what the upcoming guys got for this upcoming for next season. That's what I think should go on, and that's what I think will go on. We will see a lot of young guys play if we play up to the potential that we normally play in the bowl games, and they have a chance to play like we usually do. But at the same time, I just think they should at least show that they want to play in the ball game, and it can be 2-3 drives and out of there, But then again, and a lot of people always say, well, they're gonna get hurt over some non-bowl game. How if this is some non-bowl game when it's a bowl game and you get a ring for it? And and you can say that, okay, but what if we would have played in the SEC tournament? And then we go and play in the first round of the playoff, and then we go to the national championship. Oh, I think Will and Bryce should sit because they're gonna get hurt before the draft. And then y'all will be saying that the old guys are being selfish because it's the national championship, but since it's the Sugar Bowl, they should sit out. Nah, at least act like you want to play and show leadership towards the NFL and show them that you love the game of football, and let Coach Saban, tell Coach Saban, hey, whatever your plan may be, hey, Coach, this is what I want to do. This is what I think should be done. And I no doubt about it, he's going to go about it because it's your decision and he know that you're leaving.
Steve, you had something you want to ask?
Yeah, let me say this. First off, Bo, and whoever said whatever comment, I don't care what comment y'all made as far as y'all wanting them to play or not wanting to play. People have to understand that those are opinions. In this day and time, the world is too damn sensitive where you can give your opinion and everybody want to jump on you because they don't agree. I don't give a damn about what y'all think about what I said. My opinion is my opinion and I stand on it. This is my opinion. I'm with Bo. I feel like Bryce being the captain, I feel like he should start what he finished or finish what he started, and I mean at least play 2 quarters or whatever. No, don't come back your senior year because you are the hottest thing going right now. I feel like that if that's going on, I feel like let's make a business decision. I feel like plays need to be called that's going to protect me. Mass protect me because you know what I'm giving my body up or whatever I'm doing, and let's make it happen.
Yeah, it can be 1 or 2 drives. It just shows.
Yeah. So definitely because he is a natural leader. He's done everything it is, but you can't be hypocritical and say, well, he shouldn't play because why is he playing? Because the bowl don't count. Every time Alabama hits the field, it counts.
Exactly.
Yes. The thing is, that's the Alabama tradition. That's the Alabama way, and that's how it's always been. That's how it's going to be. The thing is, yes, the coaches failed us. Yes, some of the players didn't play up to the Bama standard, but we're still Bama, and we still got to keep moving forward. Bryce is our leader. Will is our leader. Is
it that the coaches failed or the player didn't listen to the coaches?
Both. It's both. I say both.
Good question. Good point.
That's a great. That's a great question. So I'm gonna say both.
What you think, Stephen and Smith? I haven't heard from you
and Stephen. If one of the questions in the audience was, of course, we all want to see Bryce and Will But does that slow down the developmental process of Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson? Should they play? But
No,
ahead,
I mean,
go ahead.
I think Saban is going to have a plan where both Simpson and Milroe get out there. I think Milroe's going to get out there. If Bryce plays, should he play? I think Bryce will get a drive or two. He'll get a drive or two, maybe a quarter. But I think the majority of that game is going to be Milroe and Simpson to jumpstart what could we see in the spring. Who has the pulse of the team, the pulse of the offense, the pulse of the system, and then who is better suited to lead this team going into next spring and next season. So we could see Bryce definitely a quarter or a series, a quarter, but I think 75% of the game, it's going to be Milroe Simpson.
All right, Marvin, you're kind of the last man to speak here. Your thoughts, honest thoughts on should Bryce play or should he,
you really
it's
gonna
his
let
job
him speak
done.
again?
All right,
You really gonna let him speak again?
Clear his throat, y'all. Getting ready.
Bowl practice starts on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Bryce, Will, don't y'all take y'all ass out there. Listen, y'all have done enough to put the money in your bank. Don't you go out there and let nobody fool you and make you think that you got to finish this season, okay? Here's why I'm going to tell you that, okay? Bryce, O-line ain't protected you all season. You've been running for your life damn near every snap. You don't want to be out there running for your life when you got millions of dollars on the line. You can think Jalen Smith. You look at Kyler Murray last night. It can happen at any time. It happened to me on the last play of a game with no time left. Listen, man, you didn't put the money in your bank. Like my coach always used to tell me, you go to college to get a job. You've put enough on your resume to get the next job that you're about to go get, okay? Will, what is you plan going to do? If Pete going to have you dropping in pass coverage, that ain't going to do nothing to pad your damn stats. Again, when bowl practice start on Friday, Bryce and Will, don't you take your ass out there. Listen, it is not beneficial to you. You have nothing to prove. Will has won a Defensive Player of the Year award 2 years in a row. Bryce has a damn Heisman Trophy. What the hell they got to prove?
Marv, you're saying that. You know what, Marvin? I'm looking at you.
Either. Did I interrupt either one of y'all? So again, they have nothing to prove, but the fact
you always do.
Intelligent enough to realize know when to fold them, know when to hold them. Listen, man, they have nothing else to prove. They're going to get the same amount of money whether or not they play in that game or not. The only difference is, are they going to put themselves in a possible position to be injured? Again, when bowl practice start on Friday, Will and Bryce, don't you take your ass out there.
Okay, Marv, let me say this, and I'm going to say this, and I see the passion in your eyes, and I see it, and I'm going to tell you why I see it, and you're so passionate about it, because you're seeing this from experience, therefore you are biased, and I understand that. You're saying, but let's look at it logically. I understand anything could happen, but I feel like it's a great big statement for both of them if they did go out there and play a couple of quarters and get out. I'm not saying play the whole game, but I feel like that would be a good look, a good jump start for the future. No, they don't have anything to prove. But I'm looking at you. You taking this one personal, and this ain't show. This personal. I'm looking at dude. Yeah. Number one. Hold on, let me finish. You a natural competitor. You was a hell of a linebacker. It happened to you. I get it. So I understand where you're coming from, and I respect that. But I'm still gonna stand on what I said. You make a lot of sense in what you said. You spitting facts. You spend number of facts, but I'm seeing it from a different place because it happened to you, and I get it. I get it.
But you got to understand too, when you look at it. Okay, I went practice. I seen Rod Rutledge get hurt in practice and cost himself so much money. I seen Mike Vaughn get hurt in practice, cost himself so much. I've seen it time and time again when people get hurt in practice and cost themselves money. They have nothing to prove. Again, like Dubose always say, you go to college to get a job. You've built your resume. Go get the damn job now. Don't put it in there.
You saying you've seen these people.
All I'm saying,
you saying you've seen these people, but it don't matter what you've seen, Marvin. What I'm saying is you can speak for everybody because it actually happened to you.
Right.
That's the biggest testament. All these other stuff don't matter. I feel where you're coming from. And I respect that. Go ahead, Justin.
Okay, so speaking of jobs and securing jobs, One of the most talked about topics right now is, when is Bill O'Brien and Pete Golding leaving? Are they leaving? Is there a chance that we retain both of these guys? Folks, I want to ask you something here on the panel. If by some reason we do retain both coordinators, what does that do to the program going forward? We've seen the mass exodus into the portal. If they stay on, do we see more of that?
Yes.
What are we looking at? Should either one of those or both be retained? Go ahead.
Can I answer first?
Go ahead.
Yes.
I'll just speak to the defense. If you look at Alabama's defensive stats the past 3 years, they have done this every year. We are trending in a downward direction, and it looks like a train with no brakes. For the amount of talent that we have defensively, we should not be putting out the stats that we are putting out. And again, you can say the coaches fail the players fail the players, the players fail the coaches. It's all culture. The culture starts with the coaches, okay? Again, so you can point whatever finger you want to point, but the bottom line is defensively, we are doing this. We are trending in a downward direction, and it has been a quick downward spiral to watch this defense put out the stats that they're putting out.
That's facts. Can I go?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm 100% with Marvin. I feel like these past couple of years, Bama offensive coordinator and defense coordinator has not utilized those kids and what you say really played to those kids' talent level, and because you got to understand something. Alabama every year would get people winning these awards, going to the pros. Hardly nobody based upon them, and numbers don't lie. Stats are going all the way down, and honestly, from what I've seen, the offensive coordinators from Bama that I've seen, they've been on the sidelines. This dude, he's showing you he's disconnected to the players. So honestly, I think it'll be a lot of trouble. It'll be a lot of problems. Like last but not least, he's not preparing the players for their strong suit. Everybody jumped on Jalen Milroe like he's a terrible quarterback and this and that and this and that. No, Bill O'Brien never prepared him. He never prepared
Jalen Milroe also have to prepare himself as well.
Yeah, you're right. But the thing is, I can't give Bo Scarbrough a Marshall Faulk's game plan when I know Bo Scarborough's skill set is not the skill set of a Marshall Faulk, which it is to me. But I'm just saying, I can't do that.
Like they say, when your number is called, you have to be ready. They're just like in the NFL. Listen.
But the offensive coordinator got to have you ready. You don't have him ready.
But he also have to take in consideration that he can play it in a moment. So he have to practice and prepare himself that same way. For an example, when I was in Detroit, I had just got to Detroit on the bench to Detroit 1 week, haven't seen a lick of the playbook. Next week, they didn't even tell me that I was playing until that Wednesday. So I had to. I ran. We put in 60 plays Wednesday. We put in another 60 plays on Thursday. We reviewed those plays on Friday. Didn't run half of the plays that we even practiced. Got into the game, and guess what we'll call? Plays that I didn't even probably ran over once. But guess what, though? I had to execute them plays because you as a pro is with my responsibility. And I learned that by being in Seattle. Play and they move on. This the playbook and move on. It's your responsibility to know that playbook. So because anybody can go down at any time, and when your number is called, you need to be ready. Half of that, I wouldn't even say go up on Bill O'Brien.
But
this is Jalen Milroe's fault. Jalen Milroe have to be ready. He have to pay attention, and he have to just like the same way Bryce is in there. I will be in Bryce's back pocket like I was his draw. Hey man, what you do on this such and such play here?
That didn't sound right.
What you do on there? Now that's how many questions I be asking him. That's how because he's the starter. He know where everyone's supposed to be at. So if I know I got to play this game, I'm gonna be with Bryce every step of the way. Hey Bryce. Right. What I do on that play if this happened? What if their plays turn out? What I supposed to do? What I check if this happen, if this safety rotate, but we running their play off of 2 high safety, but they rotate to a 1 high, and then they disguise and they come out and play cover 2, or they play quarters. Where I'm looking at first. Those the type of things they get yourself ready and prepared. You have to ask the man that's in front of you when you know that you is about to play. That's when you supposed to be actually ready. When you know you're supposed to play, when you know that you are playing, the starting quarterback, he should be your best friend at that time from day one all the way to that sideline until you get ready to go out there on that field, because that's who gonna have you comfortable going out there, not the OC. The OC only gonna give you that playbook, expect you to know and tell you, hey, this is your read, this is that. On cover 2, you do this. They're not gonna say if they rolled into quarters of Tampa 2 or cover 7, cover 6. Or cover 3, you do this and you do that. That's totally different. You go to the man that's in front of you and get that information.
All right.
But the thing about it, you said you were a pro. It was your job. You're talking about young kids fresh out of high school, 1 or 2 years in college. I wish Saleem was still here for this. Again, when we played, I was a starting middle linebacker, red shirt freshman. Beside me, Saleem, a true freshman. Ellis Johnson knew we could play, athletic as hell. We'll go knock down anything in front of us. But he also knew he couldn't run his full playbook with these 2 young kids out here. So let me tailor this thing down to where we can still have success, and I can get the best out of these 2 young kids based upon what I know will work, and they can take, and then they can grow from that. And as the season went on, he added more and more and more. And by the time we got halfway through the season, we was out there killing everything that moved. But it took Ellis molding that defense and scaling it down to where he could get us to play full speed, lights out, knocking out everything in front of us before he gave us more. So it's up to a coach to say, hey, I got to know where his skill set is. What can I take, and how do I build upon that to get the best out of him down the road?
Excellent point. I want to definitely keep this going, but Stephen S. Smith has got to run. Before you go, Stephen S. Smith, I want you to weigh in on this discussion, be the final voice. But also, too, I know that you've expressed before that there is an unsettling feeling amongst players, maybe towards Bill O'Brien, maybe even Pete Golden. I'm not sure. But how does this impact recruiting if either are retained?
Well, right now, at least for this 2023 class, it hasn't impacted the recruiting much at all. And it's due to the guys in this class coming up, they just want to reset the culture. You talk to Caleb Downs, you talk to Richard Young, you talk to Justice Haynes, you talk to Miles McVay, Wilkin Formby. So many of these guys, they don't really care who's coaching. They're coming in here looking to take somebody's spot and reset the mindset of the program. And a lot of the guys in 2024 are thinking the same way. Now, 2025 and down the line, maybe there could be some fluctuation there. But initially, with these 2 classes that are about to come in, it don't really matter who coaching. They're trying to come in here, take somebody's spot, grab a job, and push.
Gotcha.
Stephen M. Smith, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
My thought process, one of the best offseason decisions Coach Saban can make is to go get Schumann and bring Schumann back to Tuscaloosa.
Absolutely. I mean, Marvin, I've said this.
Georgia's co-defensive coordinator who used to be at Alabama.
I've said it. I think that the number one call that if I'm saying the number one call I would make, and I know it may not happen, the number one call I would make would be DeMeco Ryans. But I know DeMeco
about to be head coach, so that's
what I'm saying. He's going to get an NFL head coaching job, which means number 2, make that call to Glenn Schumann, bring him to Tuscaloosa. Bama alum, was here to start this thing in terms of championships. Glenn Schumann will be the number 2 call. I would make the call to DeMeco just to entice him, but knowing in the back pocket, the NFL's going to call him. So I would make that call to Glenn Schumann.
Excellent point. Okay,
yes.
before
I would definitely call Schumann to be the next defensive coordinator at Alabama. So
what about Jeremy? What about Jeremy Pruitt? He's still in trouble?
Jeremy too hot, man. He's too hot right now. Okay,
well,
he's still hot. He's still
that's still swirling around. That's the problem.
It's still swirling. Now the thing with Jeremy could appeal his because what I've heard from an actual Tennessee booster, it was not just him giving away bags of money. in the McDonald's bags. A couple of those instances where he was helping out players that had families that had real issues. And maybe he should have done this in a different way. But if Jeremy could appeal a good bit of that and maybe get that show cause removed, there's a shot there. But I don't know how quickly will Jeremy try to appeal that.
Hold up, you said you talked to some Tennessee boosters.
I got a friend of mine who was connected with.
Oh yeah, he finna start cheating for Tennessee too. Lord Jesus.
Oh my God!
Paid him. He didn't pay him.
Thank you, Stephen M. Smith, for that insight for sure. But it's time to start winding things down, guys. And as always, I want you to promote yourselves. You got your side things going on outside of here. Steve Brown, if you would, man, tell the folks what you got coming up next, how they can get tickets to shows, all that good stuff. What's going on in Steve Brown's world?
If I'm healthy, I'll be in Montgomery Thursday. Saturday, I will be in Orlando. Sunday, I will be in Chicago. Trying to make up on all these shows I missed, and just trying to get healthy, man. So that's pretty much what I have going on, man. Y'all make sure y'all be careful out here because this new variant of the flu is not playing. So you
need security.
Do I need security?
Yeah,
hell no, I run.
Oh, I was gonna be your security, and now I'll just $100 an hour.
Small change. Just you can cash app him. Stephen Smith, what's going on with In My Own Words tomorrow night?
Man, it's still recruiting, and getting set for this bowl game in New Orleans. We got Saban speaking on Friday, so I'm gonna get out there and hear what Coach Saban trying to say, and maybe he'll drop his own information on Will and Bryce Young play, but he ain't gonna say nothing about that.
I got you.
I think we should go down to New Orleans, y'all.
Man, I was gonna go. Then I seen it was 11 a.m. kickoff. Man, I'm gonna be hungover just getting back to my hotel that morning.
I just wanted to show. I just want to go down there and show.
You known for being hungover.
Yeah, hey. I hang out. Listen,
and you know for not showing up, and Marvin invites you out.
Hey man, exactly. I just want to go. I just want to go down there and show my man boobs that I created from Marvin's book.
Listen, man, I was talking.
That's free marketing, Marvin.
Yesterday. I was talking to my wife yesterday because one of my good friends is going to be at the Pro Bowl, and he's the defensive captain at the Pro Bowl, right? So I tell my wife I'm going to the Pro Bowl in Vegas on February 5th. She looked at me with the look of death. Oh hell no, you ain't going. Hey man, like why can't she don't want me to go to the Pro Bowl, man? But that is gonna be so much fun. Oh man, all my homeboys gonna be out there. I like, listen, I'm only gonna be gone for 2 days. I can't go for 2.
No, the reason she got mad because you ain't going long enough. But go ahead,
Marvin. Go ahead, promote your stuff, man. Before I turn over to Bo.
Hey, man, on the real talk, man. Listen here, man. 40 plus strong. Grab a copy if you haven't. You can find a link on my Instagram, Constant45. Man, listen again. Once you're over the age of 40, late 30s, 50s, man, getting in shape is a different animal, man. So you got to understand the body operates different at that age. But, I'm still holding it in the road. Despite recovering from knee replacement surgery, I'm still holding it in the road, man. But just understand, though, sometimes you just need a little bit of extra motivation. So you can grab a copy, man. Best $15 you ever spend. Amazon.com. Physical and mental fitness at 40 plus. There you go.
This is true.
You got a lot going on, man. In fact, the chat's already asking about the leggings.
Huh? I didn't see them when Marv put it. I didn't see in the muscles. I just saw straight across and
looked like a goalpost, wasn't it?
You saw that goal. You saw that goalpost Tennessee threw in the river.
Yeah. You see it. You see that thing? I can lift that thing straight up. That thing, man. You see them hammers? Don't play.
Thank you, Bama girl. Appreciate it.
Bo, you got some things going on. The chat's already asking about the leggings and your what's going on your website. Talked about that. Also, please tell people about your show that you got tomorrow night, where they can find it, what time, all that good stuff.
It looked like you done told it for me already.
Are you back talking?
Yeah, man, my hoodies and my leggings just dropped today. This one of the hoodies right here, and then wait. You got the You got the logo in the back. I don't know.
Nice.
Y'all can hear it, you know what I'm saying? And we got that's on BoScarbrough.com. You know, also on Cameo. I'm also on Cameo. You know, I took my prices down for the holidays. I'm also got a show tomorrow night at 7:30.
Oh, these are my bow tights. Oh, no, not. Oh, now I was just showing them that I got on a pair of bow ties.
There's that free marketing.
Yeah, I just...
Can we see that again?
Can you do a little spin?
Go ahead, Bo. Tell them about the tights, man.
You're gonna catch a yeast infection.
Hey, here we put some baby powder down there.
I'm out, man. I'm out. I'm sick of this. I'm out.
Hey, he used Glover's mane.
but yeah, my show, developmental focus point tomorrow at 7:30. And you know, the hoodies and the leggings came out today. BoScarbrough.com. You can also get that. And you know, I'm also on Cameo. I lowered my prices for the holidays, so you know, make sure you get your videos if you want your videos, birthdays, anniversaries, holidays, whatever. You know, even you can also DM me for $3 on Cameo, and you know, to get me to call you and you know, speak to you directly. And I think that's about it, right, Justin?
Yeah, that's it. Of course, you can find Bo's show on the Bama Standard YouTube channel, guys. That channel is on fire right now. We're getting close to 3,000 subscribers. Help us reach that goal and help Bo and the other guys. Man, we got some Bama guys with multiple shows.
Man, I forgot. You know, also on my show, there's Trent, a co-host Trent Richardson, Blake Sims, and Kristen Jones, and we'll have a guest, Larry Kursky, the old-time Alabama running back Alabama running back coach back in the.
When y'all gonna make me a guest?
Whenever you ready, big dog.
What you doing tomorrow night? But yeah, check that
out. I got
out.
an event to go to tomorrow night, though.
Check that out, folks. Help support the channel. Help support this channel. If you have not hit the like button, please go ahead and do so. And if you're watching the replay, let us know your thoughts on this amazing episode. But that'll do it for us right here.
I'm a development coach, James Henry. Yes, I am. And I also do mentoring. I'm also mentoring Justin Haynes and TJ Banks, if I'm saying that correctly. Yeah. All right. And I also do motivational speaking as well.
Awesome. So, guys, hit him up for all that. But for us, that's going to be it tonight. We'll be with you next week. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Yes,